Said before, I was going to be reducing the amount of videos that I put on YouTube, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I was going to be, completely gone. So I am posting this video today. I'm not going out and doing junk removal, but I am going out and picking up scrap metal. Um, so this video is going to be a little bit different than what you guys are used to seeing me post. For one, I'm trying to expand the area that I pick up scrap metal and junk in. So the farthest I have to drive today is about an hour each way. And then the other stops are sort of like on the way back. They're kind of in a line. So, with having to drive an hour there and an hour back, there's a good chance that I might not, make enough money to even pay for the gas that I spent, but there is also a chance that I could. And even if I don't come close to breaking even today, that doesn't mean that in the future, that's going to continue being the case. The area that I'm going to is a bigger county than what I currently service. So there's a chance I could get more work up that way in the future. This is just kind of a little bit of a test, kind of testing the waters a little bit. Also, there's something I'm picking up today that is has to do with a railroad. It's like something that has to do with the switch where they would manually switch tracks. So be on the lookout for that. I've been told that is pretty heavy. I was told that is about 400 to 500 pounds. So I'm hoping that's the case. Another thing to watch out for is that one of the locations I'm going to today, the guy said he has a water softener tank that's metal, and he says it's shiny metal, but he doesn't actually say what kind of metal it is. I'm assuming he doesn't really know. He sent me a picture of it, and I can't really tell if it's stainless steel or if it's like a polished aluminum. I don't really know. So I'm going to have to check that out when I get there. And also, one of the stops I'm making today is actually a 2-part stop. So I'm going to one house, picking some stuff up, and then their neighbor has some things they want gotten rid of today too. So I'll be picking up that as well. So watch out for that. Anyway, off to the first stop. If I can stop this. Stop! So I came to my first stop, and I'm not really sure, what happened. I guess this is kind of the problem with people leaving scrap metal, outside, because I drove an hour to get here only to find out there is no scrap metal. They told me it was in the alleyway. I checked all around their house and in the alley, and there is no scrap metal. So my guess is that somebody saw it sitting out and they grabbed it. Which sucks because I needed the money, especially since I drove an hour to get here. But, it's just one of those things. Unfortunately, nobody's home, so there isn't anybody I can talk to. Anyway, off to the next stop. So this is still the first stop, and as it turns out, the people were home, and they did have the stuff in the alleyway. It had a bunch of wood on it, so I didn't know that's what I was supposed to grab. Anyway, this is that railroad switch box thing. This thing is super, super heavy. I mean, it is all iron. Especially, you can see the bottom. This is really thick. It took a lot to get this up on the trailer. They said it's probably 500 pounds. I would guess it's even more than that, especially when you add in the weight of the doors. And then in the back, this is the wood that I took off. I'll be disposing of that separately. This down here is stainless steel, and it's got a little bit of weight to it, so I'll be bringing that to the scrapyard too. I'm done with the second job. Picked up this treadmill. Now I'm off to get gas and go to the third one. I'm done with the third location. This is actually aluminum, I believe. I put a magnet on it. It's not magnetic. I don't think it's steel. And then in the back, I've got a bunch of other metal that he had. kind of see. There's another one of those fireplace grates like you guys saw me dispose of before, which is steel. There's some steel shelving there. So I can steel shelving, and just there's some other odds and ends in there. Anyway, I'm gonna load up the next stuff. So I actually said that there was going to be 2 stops here, and the neighbor had his stuff put with the other items I was supposed to pick up. I've got this smoker here, this grill, and then there's a 2-wheeler here with the handle and the rest of the 2-wheeler. So anyway, I'm off to my last stop. So last stop of the day, I've got this hot water heater on the trailer. I'm off to get some gas and head to the scrapyard. So I'm done for the day. I'm back home, and basically this is how it worked out. I had 960 pounds of shreddable tin, so just under 1,000 pounds, and that one water softener tank that I thought was aluminum, they actually classified it as stainless steel breakage. That weighed in at 120 pounds, but they deducted 60 pounds for the water softener beads. And then I had some copper wire and that I already had, and then I collected some today off of that water softener, and there was one other thing, I think maybe the smoker or something. I can't quite remember, but anyway, there was 2 pounds of that. So basically I ended up dropping off about 1,200 pounds. You know, today was a kind of a trial to see, you know, if this, you know, doing this would be beneficial. And what I mean by that is, you know, driving as far as I did. And yes, I did make some money after expenses. I averaged about $2 an hour. So, you know, it really wasn't worth it. If the jobs had been more condensed into one area, then it would have, you know, been better. I wouldn't have spent as much in gas as I did today. You know, but I'm just not going to drive, you know, an hour or hour and a half and start and then work my way back home. Because, you know, they dropped the price, the shreddable tin. They dropped it by $10 a ton, which doesn't really sound like a lot, but I would have ended up with like an extra $7 or so, $7.50, over and above what they paid me for the shreddable tin. So, you know, I mean, that would have been in my pocket. And then of course I did get a tip today, which does help out, but, you know, I mean, 3/4 of what I made today went right to gas. So it really wasn't very good. Anyway, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share the video. It really helps me out. Stay tuned.